Hello stars, my name is Blue and today we're lost in Hiveswap Friendsim. Today we are revisiting Boldir for their intriguing route. You know what I could have done but didn't do? Just reload their saves. Instead I just clicked on them. Let's find them, shall we? Okay, so should be around here. Yes. Wasn't there one before that? Wait a minute. Just starting the video. Might already have to cut out a lot of things. Hang on. Palm husk. Rendezvous coordinates. Nah, okay. So we meet our data. She comments on us looking different. Okay. So there was a comment from dear Alexia about a route not making sense, but we're just gonna explore every option that we didn't go for. So, backyards are as bad as basements. No way. Okay, listen. You've done some pretty dumb stuff since you crash landed here, for instance, following the woman standing in front of you into her basement. But not this time. Nice try, Catfisher. Important correspondence. Nah, you crumpled the page in your hand. Nothing that can't wait. Good. Impeccable timing. Just what I was hoping you would say. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. This one. No more crime, please. You've already got a hell of a rap sheet. Maybe it would be best for you not to add any new skills that could lead you into temptation. Fair enough. Would you care to go for a stroll? It's a nice night. It's a windy, unsettled night, and it looks like rain. You suppose that's nice, depending on your definition. You absolutely love to take a stroll. That's your whole vibe recently, strolling. You follow her out through a little back gate into the street. You leave the cafe behind and are quickly consumed by the drift of the midnight crowd. You brace yourself for the inevitable pitying, hostile looks that you get whenever you go into public. You should have mentioned that you try to avoid large groups, but strangely, no one even glances at you. It's like Boldir eludes a sneaky aura that encompasses the both of you. As you walk, you ask her if she really believes in fate, like the two of you were always going to meet and nothing could have happened any differently, no matter what you did. Boldir gives you a thoughtful, sidelong glance. Well, that would imply that none of her choices mattered, and that causality is inevitable. That randomness is irrelevant. Right? I should probably turn this down. I can barely hear myself. Sure. You scamper to keep up with her, both physically and mentally. For someone who asked you to take a stroll, she sure is booking it down the street. But that disregards our choices. Fate dictates all possibilities are, by their nature, necessities. Or rather, the choice you made was the only one you ever could make. I doubt the universe is that simple. Doesn't sound simple to you, but you hum and nod sagely because you want Boldir to think you're deep. Instead of asking yourself whether you're meant to meet me and meant to be here, it makes more sense to wonder what the forces are that have conspired to bring it into being. Well, that would be exhaustion and ineptitude. You don't exactly remember what happened, but you're sure it involved something stupid like falling asleep at the wheel and drifting off into another solar system. Oh, is that what happened? It had been a rough 48 hours, you know? A lot of escaping and running and punching and stealing high-powered vehicles. MC, what? Yes, of course. I understand. All in a day's work. She stops you at most intersections so she can take surreptitious glances around the corner before gesturing you forward. Every so often she will turn the two of you around to double back. You aren't exactly sure why. Maybe she thinks you're being followed, but who would follow you from the cafe? All sorts. But don't worry. I know how to shake off a towel. You cross one of the main thoroughfares, and a big black bird swoops at your heads. You yelp and duck, but when you look around, you see that the bird has landed on Boldir's shoulder, and she's stroking its back. Arm, not shoulder. Read L. You brace yourself for it to start talking or some shit like that, because that's what your life is like now. But it just sticks its leg out for Boldir to remove a scrap of paper. It waits patiently for her to read the message, and then scribbles something on the back before attaching it to the crow and throwing it back into the air. Man, that's some Harry Potter-ass shit. One of my informants wants to rendezvous in the meat space. In meats space? Meat space? Like actual meat? Is it who I think it is? Unusual, but it has been an unusual day. Unusual couple of months, honestly. Yes, of course. You've had it much harder than I have. What was I thinking? Well, you weren't trying to get into a contest of a whole whose life sucks more, but yeah, it's been rough and you appreciate that she can see that. Of all the planets to be forced to, Alternia is, well, I need to move my phone because it's going off and it's probably picking up on the microphone. Not ideal. Not the worst, but you still have my sympathies. Is there anything at all you like about it? What? About Alternia? Well, you're kind of digging this whole night as day thing. You're from a diurnal species, but you've always been a bit of a night owl, yes. Also, not to brag, but you've made some seriously cool friends. Yes, I've been following your exploits. Your friendship I know this word, I swear I do. Procedures are really quite impressive. Aw, now you're blushing. You asked Boldir if she knows that much about your exploits because it's only pretty recently that you've had any sorts of real social media presence. You suppose she could have had a Gorgle alert like Malik did, but... Quick, around here. Boldir leads you into a deserted lot between two buildings. There's nothing here except some broken bottles and a pile of old rubber tires. She leaves you behind the tire pile to keep watch, although she's probably just doing it to get you out of the way, which, fair. Then she heads out into the center of the lot, presumably to wait for her contact. You sit here twiddling your thumbs, trying to suppress the desire to pull out your phone. That doesn't seem very covert ops. You're just starting to get really antsy, jittering your leg and cracking your knuckles and digging a little hole in the dirt with a stick when you hear something strange beneath the wind, a swoosh followed by a thunk. Boldir jerks and clutches her neck. You writhe up from your rubber pile, sending tires flying. You look wildly up at the surrounding buildings trying to find out where the projectile came from. You don't see anyone, not even a lone gunman. You run for your new friend, not spending a thought of your own safety. The clouds move overhead like someone has put them on a fast forward, the wind rattling the trash on some pavement. By the time you reach Boldir, she's begun to twitch in heart spasms. One look at the blotchy stain spreading across her neck, and there's no doubt. You both say it at the same time. Poison. You fall to your knees beside her. Oh god, what are you supposed to do? You don't know anything about poison or first aid or anything else useful. God, why are you such a fucking waste of space? You could have been gaining some life skills. Instead, you're just loafing around like a complete idiot. You... Stop. Don't. There isn't time. This stuff acts fast. Boldir takes a hard, gasping breath between each word. Her eyes are going cloudy. She makes a desperate grab for your hands. Listen. For the first time, her voice rises above a whisper. Her grip is surprisingly strong. You tell her to save her strength, but she shakes her head so hard her hat falls off. I'm not important. You tell her to stop being dramatic. Of course she's important. I'm not being dramatic. Well, maybe a little because I'm dying. But still. Remember what I said? About faith? Fuck fate. You don't want anything to do with it if this is the kind of shit it's going to pull on you. So many of your friends have died because of you, because of your incredible inability to... The world twists and stutters. Your guts are a record, and that record keeps skipping. For a moment, you're sure that whoever that poison-shooting bastard is has shot you too, but then your vision clears and you feel the rain on the back of your neck, the world rolling back to you in waves of color and sound. Whoa. The dark sky splits open on a fault line of lightning. Boldir's hand goes limp in your own. With shaking fingers, you reach out to touch her motionless cheek. Fuck. Fuck! Not again! Why? The uncontrollable wave of despair washes over you as you look down at the corpse of this girl you barely knew. You. Where are all these feelings coming from? There's honestly too many of them. Why are they... Oh my god. That's grim as fuck. Again? Must I do everything myself? Whoa. Well, that was Boldir, and because it's such a short episode, I'm gonna cross her off of my list. We're gonna play through Nikkee's route and find that interesting route about rivers that I've been cued in on. And then next time we play Friendsim, we'll be doing land, and I will be reading an interesting excerpt from our short webcomic Homestuck that has been requested that could tie more understanding into the whole ending of this game, if you are not aware of Homestuck and whatnot. Maybe. It's been a while since I've read it myself. So, I need to remember where Nikkee's is. Because it's been a bit. Okay. Alright. Here's the first part of Nikkee's. And there's the second part. So, let's go here. Load in. Smackdown from Uptown. Actually, this is starting to sound a little much for you. You aren't sure if you can quite match her, enthusiasm for the craft. Who do you think you are, sister? You who has the globes to step to me. You come into my dressing room with those flimsy, stringy, insultingly puny arms of yours. Look me in the eye and challenge me to a match. Beg for the chance to spar with me. And then clutch out like a pathetic alien whelp you are? Get out of my sight. Head bowed low, you retreat to the safety of comfort and the friendless expanse that is the audience. You can't even bear to look at Nikhee when she goes out and performs. You're so saddened by the loss of a potential chum. Well, that and it's kind of grisly watching her pull low-blood challengers from the audience and smash their faces into the spikes. Jesus, Nikhee! At least he got slammed with a smile on his face. Hesitate. You begin to offer your hand, but under her steely gaze, your resolve wavers. This all seems like a lot, too much even. You don't even know if you're made of stuff tough enough to be for the training she seems to be offering. You would like to prove yourself, to become strong. You really would, but does she perhaps, just maybe, have any courses a little easier on the soft and squishy creatures like yourself? The expression on her face grows terrifyingly blank. She's not scowling or snarling or sickened or any other S word. She's just looking at you with the vaguest hints of disappointment dripping from her otherwise neutral expression. I see. You're like all the rest, aren't you? Unworthy to receive my gifts. Unwilling to reach your full potential. A pathetic, simpering thing playing at the dreams of muscular greatness it can never achieve because it doesn't have the will for it. You're an insult to my art. You spit on my passion. Get the fuck out of my face and do not, ever, dare to return. Shrinking away from her steely gaze, you quickly flee from her hive. Is this it for you? Is the screen going to fade black, replaced by a goofy cartoonish end card and some somber game over music composed by an artistic genius, James Roach? Thank you, James Roach, for all the wonderful end cards. I'm very salty about the fact that the twins didn't have one, though. No, you refuse. You are not yet ready to call this friendship kaput. You'll show her and her Dragonian methods up, damn it. It's time to get ripped. And you're going to do it your own way, and then return, and she'll be so utterly impressed by your muscular growth that she will have no choice but to admit that you are friend material. Sadly, you don't know any other blue bloods characterized by the absurd love of muscles and bodybuilding. They're basically all total nerds, actually. But you can perhaps think of someone from a nearby hue who can help you. Her door swings open with gusto. You are greeted with a familiar smiling face. Oh, what an unexpected surprise! Hello, Stelsa. You really should have called, or texted, or did literally anything else to alert me to the fact that you wanted to visit me on such short notice when my schedule is so terribly packed. But that's alright, I can squeeze in a meeting, I'm sure. So, do come in. You step past the threshold of the door and into her office/living room. Talia sprawled out across the couch lazily, holding a book up to her face. It looks like she's studying, which is a relief to you because you would have felt terrible if you interrupted some intimate time between them. Unless studying is intimate for them? You could have hoped studying isn't intimate for anyone. The prospect terrifies you. Would you like to join me and ZZ for some grub loaf? It's no imposition, I promise. You absolutely would. You didn't know Stelsa was a cook on top of everything else she does. Oh, no, I could never. There's simply not enough time. I'm just ordering from Door Smash. It's an excellent stuff, really. It is. It's excellent stuff, really it is. ZZ has some very colorful words for the taste. It's pretty bitchin'. Me too, Ty. Yes, it is certainly. That Pencil, our good friend here, and for a dinner date. Pencil, our good friend here, and for a dinner date. Can you, darling? They're literally right here already. We don't need to do that. Stelsa pauses and blinks as if processing a foreign concept. Right! Sometimes Stels forgets that you don't have to put everything on a schedule. Which is fair. School feeding changes a troll. Stelsa pulls up a chair and gestures for you to sit down in front of her desk. All that said, while we wait for the meal to arrive, let's get down to brass tacks. What brings you to my lovely abode tonight? Maybe they just wanted to see you. People don't always need a reason beyond that. You actually do have a reason, though. Why would you go to Stelsa for this? Shit. You explain to Stelsa that you have a friend, or more accurately, a friend-to-be, or perhaps an acquaintance, or perhaps a person of a chum-adjacent quality who you'd like to impress through the pursuit of personal fitness. You recall that Stelsa was jogging when you met her, so maybe she could help you put together a fitness routine and you could do some workouts together? Her expression lines up and she clasped her hands together. I forgot that when we met her she was jogging. Maybe you should work on your memory, Blue. Oh goodness, I would absolutely love that. My poor ZZ is usually far too tired and far too busy. Sometimes I don't know how I manage it myself. So I'd absolutely love a partner to keep train... Says that running on time. Sure. Assuming, of course, you won't be late yourself and can keep up with my pace. Fair warning, it's blistering. Isn't it, though? Thanks, sweetums. You confidently assert that, if nothing else, you can keep pace with her. Your legs have seen a lot of use. Walking, running, fleeing, prostrating yourself before clowns. You know, the usual. Excellent. We'll set up some meetings, and then I'll add you to my schedule. My people will call your people, etc., etc. Thanks for visiting. It's been so lovely to see you, you toodaloo. She's halfway through shoving you to the door when you remind her that she invited you in for grub love. She hastily apologizes and pulls you back inside. Ty is sniggering in the background. Don't know what I'd do if I didn't have Stels. Someone has to be the energetic one in this quadrant. The contrast is certainly a stark one. Has Ty considered quaffing energy drinks here and there, or perhaps they could keep... What is wrong with you today, Blue? Perhaps they could help keep her pep up. 1, I'd probably literally die. 2, you don't want to see me on energy drinks. Nobody does. Fair. You spend a while longer chatting with Ty before the delivery arrives and the three of you have dinner together. The grub loaf was exactly as bitchin' as advertised. A wonderful meal with wonderful friends. The perfect precursor to a fitness montage yet to come. You visit Stelsa multiple days a week, fitting yourself into her incredibly convoluted and packed schedule. The feat doesn't exactly prove very hard. You basically only exist to spend time with friends. Her equipment is delightfully free of torture devices, besides her step machine. She also owns quite a bit of smaller exercise paraphernalia. Aerobatics, doodads, and thingamajigs. Yoga mats, jogging outfits. Even one of those huge bouncy exercise balls, which she bans you from using after you accidentally send it careening into a carefully organized stack of books. Stelsa carries herself forward with a peppy, always-on sense of gusto that can be difficult to keep up with, but her bright smile and encouraging attitude do wonders to keep you invested, to convince you that you really can acquire this swole hood you've dreamed of. By the end of the pedigree, you are, well, you wouldn't exactly call yourself ripped, but your muscles are definitely toned in a way they previously were not. You feel hale and healthy, more energetic than ever, with a bit of extra pep in your step. Apparently regular exercise makes you feel good? wild. I know, right? Says someone who did regular exercise for like a week before turning back into a couch potato. As you look at yourself in the reflection of an asset pedal, you flex. You watch your muscles bulge. Fuck yeah, it's time. At least, you hope it's time. You climb into your scuttle buggy and prepare to set the autopilot to Nikki's place, but something stills your hand. Some strange sensation that's been slowly, surely settling in your stomach. The sense of unease, of dread. Your days of foolish ignorance are long past, and there plays a burgeoning understanding of the universe in which you exist in. The harsh laws by rules its inhabitants. You are beginning to fear, made the wrong choice. With all the consequences such as lapse in judgment and trails, will you ever truly befriend Nikhee, or are you cursed to live, for who knows how long, in a world without her sweet smell to cure your insatiable addiction? Mayhap you need not wonder. Mayhap the time has come to look inside yourself and know. You're going to give your chakras one real motherfucker of a blistering, and it's going to take moon music of the highest caliber. Having picked up some meditative tips from Boldir, you navigate your scuttle buggy's radio dial to a chromatic buzz station, which is currently playing some soothing ocean sounds. Are we gonna get ocean sounds? The gentle lap of water meeting the shore, the rhythmic beat of tide, as steady and as sweet as a mother's heartbeat. It's interspersed with the distant honks and weird animal chittering, of course, being that this is still fucking Alternia. You lean back into your seat, reclining it as far as it can go. You sink into the cushiony softness. Something sharp is poking at your rib, but you try to ignore it. You close your eyes and allow the white noise to flood your senses, blocking everything else out. Oh yeah, you are really vibing the shit right now. Chakra status blitzed to high hell. You imagine causality as a river. Every choice is a branch. Tributaries upon tributaries. Winding ever downward, pulling into lakes of inevitability. The pit in your stomach gnaws. It all ends here, stagnant, bitter water reeking of death. The ocean ever out of reach, your soul ever yawning for a single, solitary estuary among all the ceaseless spillways. You take a deep breath. Water laps at your sides and tickles your ears. You are adrift. You feel the gentle bob as you float down the river. You hear the rush like a ticking clock, gravity as time, pulling you ever forward. Which river is this? To what end does it deliver to you? Your breathing slows, then shudders. You feel the rapids approach, the rivers blur, then shift. Your heart rewinds, missing a beat, a surge of emotion. Water streaking down the curve of your cheek. Your lungs ache. Which lungs? Which river? Which you? You try to focus, but the water beats at your brows, lashing at your arms and legs. Too tired to swim. You try for another deep breath, but nothing comes. With a tumultuous gasp, you sink beneath the surface into the churning darkness below. Here, amidst the battering onslaught, the images come, whirls of emotion, of sounds, of thought, memories best forgotten or never known, lakes meant to remain uncharted. Ooh! The crack of thunder, rain, and tearfall, a single drop of olive, the record skips. Whoa. Peace through rage, the whirl of the carousel, horses whinny as Calliope sings. As the Calliope sings, the circle takes you. Searching eyes implore you, and the puppet strings stretch towards the moon. A flash of blade, the spray of blood. Her strings are cut. The crackle of energy, the world gone grayscale. Eyes deeper than the deepest pit, shuddering, final breath. Fog. You are lost. Lungs burning, water clogging every inch. You furrow your brow. Think. Think. Find your river. Whoa. Coughing, wheezing, a final rattling gasp. Panic seizes you. A resounding crack, the stamp of hoofs, the ricochet of gunfire, the death of one of thousands. Holy shit. A low, sinister honk. Footfalls, loud and deep. The swing of a club. Blood on the pavement. Dark acid smoke, and distant voices, and crackling intercom. A lurch beneath you, feet thrown out, neon energy crackling green. Choking, desperate, lungs aflame. You focus your will. Where are you? Which are you? Find your river. Piercing eyes, a stern, uncompromising gaze. The stench of acid, crushing spikes. A body worn to nothing, all for her approval. A puff of exertion, grey muscles, flex and spirits lighten, a gulp of water, the shine of a smile. The looping tape, mirrors and mirrors. The mind, like time, infinite. The tributary splits you, and you, finally, drift down to your chosen route. Freshwater visions as you float towards the surface. A carefree decision, scuttling legs in the thrum of an engine, cityscapes passing by. Stern anger, a fist tightly clenched, shaking, barely restrained, hope crushed under a rigid foot. How dare you insult me by showing your face again? A plan poorly conceived. At times like these, you envy the purple bloods. Well, you envy them quite often, actually. They've got amazing strengths and Fago's starting to grow on you, but now you just wish you were a contortionist. These vents are way too tight. Desperation, madness, friendship at all costs. See, look how strong are you. You can lift these weights with ease. You can lift something bigger. You'd be happy to demonstrate if she would stop advancing on you with intent. Fool Nilsson, your sorry ass. Navy... My other leg. What? Navy blood pooling on the concrete. Troll and plan, both collapsing, cold hatred in her eyes. You're just thankful you've managed to snatch your water bottle out of the scuttle buggy before she tore it in half. The importance of hydration is never more evident than when you spend hours fleeing terror. How is she even doing this with only one working leg? What? Tense footfalls on pavement, muscles strained to exhaustion, the sun rising over a desperate chase. Swallowing your fear, you leap across the tracks moments before the train comes screeching past you. Just behind you, you hear a grunt and then a scream, louder and even more antagonizing than ever you've heard before. This is it. After days. Is your odyssey at an end? Escape. Sweet bliss, soon to shatter. Blood and bone turned to steel. He can't disable her cybernetics. They are too entwined with her biology. Get back, she's about to strike. Damn it. Fruitless assistance, your clothing, your soul stained with blood. No more. No more. Your palm has died ages ago, but you've been etching lines into the back to keep track of time. You're nearing 1 year anniversary of, well, you're not sure what to call it. The day you inevitably ruined your life, the day you fled into the untamed wilds. Would you celebrate? You would celebrate, but you doubt you'll have the time. She can't be far. Lynn, I'm recording! One more step, one more desperate step, one foot after another of an endless chase. You try your best to stifle your ragged, fearful breathing, but you know it's fruitless. Nothing can hide the terrified pounding of your heart to her bionic ears, nor the heat of your blood to her inflared senses. She can find you here, drenched in fear and sweat, hidden but not well enough. But Nikhee Borg's searing blue eye flashes across the darkness. There's no more hiding. You close your eyes. The curtains fall. One final heartbeat at the end of all things. You emerge from beneath the surface with a gasp, coughing up water, and oh, it's just you, sitting in your scuttle buggy, gentle white noise still playing on the radio. You take a moment to catch your breath, your heart thumping against your rib cage like it wants to crawl out and beat you senseless for subjecting it to all that poor shit. Whew, okay, enough meditation for one day. You think you're just going to reach over and kinda set autopilot for Stelza's house instead of Nikki's. Yeah. You have no idea if this will avert or merely delay some horrifying and grisly end or another, but it's better than the alternative. And besides, you really want some more of that bitchin' grub loaf. Whoa. Alright! Well, those were the alternative routes to Boldir and Nikhee. Next time we will be doing lands. If you know any interesting routes to any of our troll friends, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll get to them. While we're doing lands, or after we do lands, we're going to be reading that nice little expert about the green star, or sun, technically the same thing, from our short little webcomic, as per requested. And, yeah! Tell me what you think about those interesting endings, both of them. But, that's it for today's stars. If you liked the video, please give it a like and comment down and subscribe if you haven't already to join our wonderful galaxy. Slipping up there, Blue. Comment down below and I'll get back to you in some way or another. And I will see you for our next adventure. Remember, we're all made of the same cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you, bye!